Just 3 weeks after 2XKO's launch, Riot Games announced they're laying off roughly 80 members from the game's development team to, quote, give 2XKO a more sustainable path forward. Welcome to Inside Games Daily, the only game news show brave enough to wonder what kind of success Riot expected out of a fighting game that had been in development for the better part of a decade.
Yes, it's been a long journey for Project L slash 2XKO. But one has to wonder, fighting games have never been huge business, and this is a really tough break. It's a very spirited community that deserves better treatment. Yeah, it seems like Riot Games is expecting everything they launch to be a world-ending new service property, and I just don't know what they were hoping for.
True. So Riot Games announced the unfortunate news in a blog post yesterday, signed by 2XKO producer Tom Cannon.
Yeah, and in case this game came and went without your notice, 2XKO officially launched on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC on January 20th. And it's been a long journey up until this point. We'll recap that.
I actually didn't know it was an official launch. I thought it was like they were like a soft launch type of thing. We'll see what happens. The game has really been cooking for a very long time. Riot Games acquired 2XKO developers Radiant Entertainment in 2016.
Yeah, Riot then revealed Project L at a League of Legends anniversary event in 2019. And there they showed a few seconds of game footage. It looked pretty good back then.
And then the years came and went without much in the way of updates until February 2024, when Riot announced the game would be titled 2XKO.
Yep, and then the game launched into early access on PC in October 2025, and then officially launched, did their whole Season 1 full official launch on consoles just 3 weeks ago on January 20th, 2026.
I don't even know how I missed it. So while we don't know exactly when development on this project started, the timeline implies it's been in development for more than 7 years.
Yeah, probably. Who knows where the first atomistic prototype started coming out, but could be 8, 9, even 10 years. And despite all the time clearly invested into the game, Riot in their blog post claimed the game's momentum, quote, hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term.
Yeah, that makes sense. Riot confirmed in a statement to game developer that around 80 team members were laid off, which constitutes about half 2XKO's team size.
160 members on a fighting game is a lot. That's a lot of investment. So it seems like they want to cut their losses as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that sucks. Riot Games post promises that their 2026 competitive series plans are unchanged and that they will continue to partner with tournament organizers and local communities to develop the games community.
Yeah, it also includes general layoff condolences, like helping those affected explore other opportunities at Riot Games and offering a minimum 6 months of notice pay and severance for those that can't be rehoused at Riot.
Reactions from the community include disappointment, but nobody seems particularly shocked by this turn of events, that is very telling.
Yes, it's a mixture of a lot of things, kind of like you mentioned. Some folks were even like, wait a minute, what? Like, when did this happen? I guess maybe Riot thought that anything that had the Riot Games logo would promote itself, but that didn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, Reddit poster Play on Player summarizes their feelings thusly, quote, it's a 2v2 fighting game with a roster of 11 characters and $20 skins. I get it's free, but yeah, it was just a dang rough state to release the game in terms of content. Season 1 clearly didn't create the buzz they were expecting.
Especially when other tag fighting games launch with a much fuller, more complete roster, and after the game's been in development for this long, it didn't really draw the eyeballs. And this has troubling implications about the larger state of games in development at Riot. Riot's quick drawback from 2XKO has kind of resurfaced doubts about their in-development MMO, which has similarly been MIA over the last few years.
That game was announced 5 years ago, with development fully rebooted in early 2024. So it's been 2 years since the full reboot.
Yeah, at the time they said they didn't want just a Runeterra branded version of MMOs you can already play. If they're trying to come up with some fundamentally new kind of MMO concept, that's going to take forever. And man, are we looking at another 10 years until we even see what that game is called? And then 3 weeks after that, Riot will decide it wasn't worth the time and effort? I don't know. It's tragic and weirdly fits a bit of a trend that I've noticed with certain companies. It feels like Riot is one of those companies based on League of Legends and the success that they've enjoyed in that game. Riot's just had a lot of money for a long time and no real business imperative to release products. They've got their services off the ground. They're earning money. People are like Riot Games employees are making money just selling skins and hats and things like that. It kind of reminds me of Blizzard Entertainment. They had their World of Warcraft cash cow, and then suddenly once you get a success of that magnitude, making anything else, or even Valve Software, making any other product seems like a waste of time, unless it's another service that can bring in the kind of monthly, quarterly revenue that even lands in the realm of what you're dealing with. And trying to do that with a fighting game, I don't know. If this was Riot's investment in sort of grassroots and trying to get things off the ground, then that's great. But they clearly don't seem willing to spend the checks to keep it going. So I'm super confused and always have been. A fighting game seems like a really weird choice for a company like Riot, especially at the tier they were operating at. Based on what seems to be a perceptive downturn in League of Legends, they do need a bunch more projects taking the field and trying to capture more audience. But not if it takes 10 years to make, and not if they're going to turn their backs on it weeks after launch.
Riot is a really interesting company to me because obviously neither one of us played League of Legends. Both you and I stopped in 2010 or whatever. Like I played a few games, I was like, got it. I played Valorant for a little bit. Valorant it's Counter-Strike with hero abilities. That's what it is. So to me, Riot's a black box. And the only thing I can kind of see what Riot is trying to do is they're trying to make a major free-to-play, like take over the industry game in each genre. So they're taking they've got the MOBA, they've got the FPS, they've got the fighting game, we'll see. And they're trying their MMO. And I don't know. I wonder if, like you said, if they're just overconfident. If they think that they can do this in every genre and take over every genre and be like, we've got a free-to-play in every genre that will easily take over the whole thing. Because Valorant is a competitor to CSGO. It really is. They really did make a competitor there. I mean, in my opinion, it's just literally a ripoff of Counter-Strike. But it has hero abilities. And it's well executed. Okay? It's well executed. That's totally fine. But I guess 2XKO wasn't. I have no insight into the fighting game community either. And I don't even really know if the fighting game community, it seemed like the people that I knew that are in FGC wanted it. They were like, yeah, we're excited. But I don't, maybe breaking in past the Marvel and the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat worlds is really, really tough in the fighting game community. I'm not sure.
And those franchises had to claw and scrape over decades to get the audience they have. Mortal Kombat, potentially the biggest brand out there, multiple films, multiple games. It's one of the few franchises Warner could stand to have in the room with them. And they just tossed everything out. So that kind of speaks to its power. But yes, that's because it's been helmed by the same creative director for the last 30 years. How long has Ed Boon been there? Taking that franchise through multiple corporate owners. It's not Harada was the closest, the leader of Tekken was the second closest, and that franchise has been kicking for a while too. But yeah, there's not a lot of air in the fighting game scene. So yeah, of course, fighting game enthusiasts are going to welcome any entrant, any company that wants to make a new game or invest in that scene. But I guess Riot, kind of like you said, they do have an MO where they take an established game, iterate on it a little bit, add a little salt and pepper, and then launch it for free and try to corner that market. Again, it's what Blizzard used to do back when they made games. So I can see the process, but I'm shocked that someone was able to convince folks at Riot that there was a golden opportunity for maybe a less intricate or a less input complex fighting game to break through to the masses. There still may be. But it wasn't 2XKO, unfortunately, or at least not yet. I suppose if they rally back and make a new season with loads of characters and things like that, perhaps. But I'm not sure. It kind of touches on another thing. I'm not certain that the League of Legends brand isn't a draw unto itself. Arcane was massively popular. League of Legends had its heyday, I suppose. But I don't think that was any kind of marketing factor to draw people to that in the way that Marvel is for Tokon Fighting Souls or something like that. Or the way that Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat have developed their own characters to be massively recognizable properties. So yeah, again, I just really question the business behind this. I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy that, over 100 people got to work on their dream project for over a decade, or around a decade. I might be hyperbolizing there. Yeah, it's an unfortunate outcome, but not one that it's not unexpected, sadly. But I really do hope that there can be more opportunities like this because, yes, fighting games are great. The fighting game community is one of the most wholesome, rowdy, authentic scenes that's still out there. They survived esports money, and nearly every other scene just got blown out by esports bros coming in, players like chasing checks and everything like that. A lot of the fighting game people are still there and still doing it and still investing in the scene. So it's really wholesome to watch, and it's just tragic when a good faith investment, or maybe even a uneducated investment, doesn't return.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there, Lawrence. I don't want anybody to lose their job. I especially don't want another video game to, die by the side of the road. So thank you very much for watching Inside Games. So if we gave up on this as fast as Riot, we would have quit in like February of 2020, and we didn't even start the channel around that time. We started in 2021.
Oh yeah, it was 21. Yeah, I forgot.
It is your support, your eyes right now that keeps this channel going. So thank you again for choosing to spend time with us. And if you want to spend even more time with us, but also money, check out our Patreon. You can support us there. We got free. All the content is free. The videos are free. The memes are free. Lawrence posts a free meme every single day on our Patreon. So if you want to do that, you could do that. And shout out to the people that are actually doing that with their cash. Sherwin Sanchez, Jared Watkins, Cesar Mendez, Buck, and Baron 5X. You could beat us at fighting games anytime, and we won't get salty about it. I can't promise that. I might get salty, and I'm terrible at fighting games.
Yeah, anytime I have any shred of chill while playing a fighting game, it's the meme of me crying behind the cool guy mask. That's me all the time. Dude, I'm still salty about losing in League of Legends. In 2010, I lost so bad and got flamed so hard in that game. I swore a blood oath against anything League of Legends branded. So sorry, 2XKO. You can blame that one dude who lit me up really hard.